When I was 4 years old, my life completely changed. My mom and dad came home one day and asked me, "Do you want a little brother?" Which I responded with, "Of course." Because what bad things to come from having a little sibling, right? That was until the day I walked into my bedroom and saw him there. Not only was he in my space, he had his sticky, slobbery toddler hands all over my precious baby doll Riley that I sleep with every night. When I screamed, "That's mine," he whipped his head around and screamed, "No, mine." This back and forth continued until I forcibly freed Riley from his sticky grip. Immediately, he runs to Mom, telling her to try to take his doll. I could not believe it when she sided with him. My mom, the one who I claimed versus Mom, sided with the little walking terror, sentencing me to a 5-minute time out of my bedroom. As I sat there sulking, I'm sure I contemplated, why do I feel like I own my parents? Why did my little brother Axon think Riley was his to play with? Why do I get to go back to the seat right there? These are all valid questions about ownership, but what does it really mean to own something? As the Black Laws Dictionary defines it, ownership is the complete proprietary right, dominion, or to a thing or a claim. And no matter what principle of ownership you apply, Riley was mine. So today, we'll start by strolling through the ideas of possession, then remove and explain the ownership status of our organs, before finally we'll wait in line to be first. Now, why did I get so mad when I saw Axon with Riley? From a very young age, we feel the need to get possession over things, and the easiest way to do this is to simply hold on to it. This gives birth to the idea possession is 9/10 law, or as Lex Law Firm explains it, is a common expression, originally used in criminal court cases, but it is not an actual legal principle. It was first used in property ownership disputes, implying that the person currently occupying or using the thing or claim has ownership rights. This shows that we get things simply because we are holding on to it. It's mine. Just like the king-size candy bar I got on Halloween, that's mine. I don't care about the dad tax. This is the basis of the Homestead Act. As National Archives explains, the Homestead Act accelerates the Western Territory, granting a doll head of the family 160 acres of surveyed public land for a minimal filling fee and 5 years of continuous residency. Therefore, people like my great-grandfather got 160 acres of surveyed public land by simply being there for 5 years. Or squatters use this principle to not leave apartments. Or people literally grabbing TVs or turkey deep fat fryers out of other people's carts on Black Friday shopping. Though these instances can take a turn for the worse. For example, the Cabbage Patch dolls that were all the rage in 1983 caused riots, from parents rushing into malls to try and steal them from other customers. Another lethal example is told by Daily News 23. When 61-year-old Walter Vance collapsed as he shopped for Christmas decorations on Black Friday 2011, fellow shoppers in a West Virginia Target barely noticed. In fact, some of them even stepped over his body in their deal-snagging zeal. While he ended up catching the eyes of some nurses and a paramedic who tried to resuscitate him, Vance did not make it. These two cases convey the idea that people simply wanting to have possession over things to own them can be taken too far. This even includes possession over you and your poop. No, really. People sell their poop, but for a good cause. Your waste can actually be used to develop therapeutic treatment, basically meaning your poop can save lives and you can get paid. Though, this is not the only thing a person can sell to make profit while living. While alive, you can sell your sperm, eggs, bone marrow, hair, and breast milk. So, if we can sell all these things, what is so wrong with selling our organs or even blood? Now, obviously, a person can't sell the organs they need to live, but a person does have some they can get rid of. While living, you can get rid of one kidney, part of your liver, donate your blood, and certain body tissues. Though the protection of organ sales is shown by PubMed Central. In other countries, such legal protection does not exist. And in 2004, the World Health Organization urged members to take actions to protect the poorest and vulnerable group from transplant tourism and the sales of tissues and organs. Therefore, this shows that other countries that don't have the reason the World Health Organization is taking these actions to prevent and protect the people is because the poorest people see one-time money, $10,000 of one-time money as a great sum. As with the people who are selling their organ, come along with people who will spend a great sum to buy the organ. Therefore, there are acts against it so these poorest people aren't taken advantage of. In the end, the government is the one truly deciding what we can and can't do with our body parts. Even if we are the ones who truly own it, we aren't the ones making the legal decisions in the end. Now, why did I get so mad when I saw Axton with Riley? The reason I got so mad is because it was mine. I had her first, not him. This is the main belief of almost everyone. We go through this practice in our daily lives. The idea of first come, first serve. At any store while parking, if you get there first, you occupy the spot. Though to diminish any other schemes, parking lot owners will make the alternates crystal clear. They'll either stencil handicap signs or put up big signs so it's clear the spot has a requirement. The idea is relevant in almost everything we go through in our daily lives, at any deli, beach, or movie theater. As you get in line to the benefits first, you get to decide what you want or what the best parts are. The idea of first come, first serve can be shown in a worldly matter. For example, when other countries plant flags on other countries to claim them. For example, when Russia planted their flag on the North Pole seabed, New York Times Chives 07 explains. A Russian expedition descended in a pair of submersible vessels, more than 2 miles under the ice caps on Thursday, and deposited a Russian flag on the seabed of the North Pole. The dive was a symbolic move to enhance the government's disputed claim to nearly half of the floor of the Arctic Ocean and potential of other resources. So they weren't trying to take Santa's workshop after all. I was still fuming as I waited in line for lunch. So I gave each of my friends a quarter so I could move to the front, because it was chicken nugget day. Lunch worker Doris was not pleased. She said it simply wasn't fair to budge. Why? Doris was defending the second type of ownership, first in line. The principle explains how we claim a spot by simply being in line. People do this in many fashions, like the Taylor Swift fans waiting in line for the Eras tours to sing their heart out and trade homemade friendship bracelets, though it was not this easy to begin with. Most of the fans you see waiting on social media have to either wait in line in an extremely long line to get the tickets, let alone get into the venue. Another crazy example is when a new model of the iPhone comes out. The scenario is shown by PYMTS. Underrated by steep price tags, hundreds and even thousands of walking customers queued up outside of Apple stores for hours, days, and in some cases, months before the device hit shelves. Both of these instances show that people will go above and beyond with the accumulation of time and effort to line up, with the final prize or reward at the front. Though my friends didn't get mad when I paid them, which is exactly how people budge. It doesn't upset others. Reason being, they had the option to advance by paying as well, and the people who paid earned their way up to the front. This is used in many ways in today's world. For instance, the Disney Lightning Lane Pass the way it works is shown with Investopedia 24. Disney ranged from $129 to $449 per person per day. The passes will allow guests to skip lines at any ride with a lightning lane at any other park for a day. So, even though it may seem like a higher price, many people think it's worth it. Therefore, the people who had the opportunities won't get mad because the others paid their way there. So today, we started by covering the ideas of possession, then we discussed the ownership of our organs, and finally we ended up first in line. While I now have some concerns over my ownership status of my organs, I still maintain that my now 12-year-old brother needs to keep his grubby hands off of my stuff, especially off my beloved Riley. As I return to my seat, I encourage you to consider where you sit in relationship to ownership. While we may not ever really own anything, remember that you do have a right to your ideas and the thing you value most, even if that's just your childhood doll.